single time out there. You know, you just got to keep yourself in the game. I think if you're in the game, you're gonna have a good shot at land.
Have you recovered from Martinsville?
Yes. Yeah, that was a crazy one. I think my heart didn't stop racing until about Monday, but it was a cool race. You know, just chaos. You know, I think the thing that was most crazy about it is that you just couldn't control a lot of your own destiny at the end, because you know some guys were so desperate. You know, they were gonna probably move somebody out of the way or could have caused a wreck, and obviously there was a wreck at the last lap, but there were just so many things that you couldn't control.
I was going to say, have you ever been in reverse on fire or across the under the checkered flag?
Never done that before, so that was a new one for me. But you're going to do whatever it takes to try and get into the championship four. You know, that's a huge thing for our team, and as a race car driver, you want to go compete for a championship.
Did you watch them? Go ahead.
How about how this team came together? Jonathan Toney, this is his first year as a crew chief, and I think you guys have kind of bonded and kind of built up from where you guys started to where you are now. What's it been like, just kind of the evolution of this year to get to here?
It's been an extremely proud year for me, just because I think we've built something. You know, I think we started the year off and we weren't exactly where we wanted to be, but we were a young team with a lot of young guys, and I think we were able to really build it through the year and make sure just communicate well, and through that we turned ourselves into a championship competing team.
And how about coming back and keeping that going next year too?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. I mean, being able to go and compete for another championship, I think we'll have a great shot at it. And it's all just trying to prove that you can go and try and compete for cup races along the way. So I think we've proved that we can go compete for a championship. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Do you feel much more confident this time around competing for the Xfinity Series championship than when you were younger? And what do you think you bring maybe that you didn't have then?
I think it just comes with experience, knowing what to expect, knowing not to get too riled up through the weekend. You're going to be up at times, you're going to be down at times, but knowing that you just got to put it together that last run, and I'm confident that we're going to have a fast car and should be able to compete for a win there.
How much did you look at the video of going backwards with the fire in your car, and how much did that give you confidence? Like, man, I did that. I mean, it was a Superman move. So did you get a kick out of watching it? How many times did you watch it? What did you think when you first saw it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we can make it through that as a team, we can probably do about anything. So it was definitely a crazy weekend. I think we executed well as a team, but I tried to rewatch it a lot, but the race actually went past the broadcast length, I think. So when I tried to go back to the recording, it wasn't there. So that was a little bit frustrating, but it was a cool moment.
Go on social media.
I could see like the little highlight, but I couldn't see the replay. I couldn't see every replay I wanted to see, I guess.
Yeah.
You won the pole at Phoenix in March. You looked fast, but you kind of faded towards the second half. What can you take away from that first race and apply to this one?
I think there were just so many things as a team that we've done different since then with our cars, and just what we've learned through the year. I think we'll be a completely different race team. So we knew we had the speed in the spring, but we just needed that long run speed. So I'm confident with it. I think we've shown that we can compete with anybody out there in the playoffs. I think we've scored, excluding last weekend, because last week we got wrecked the last lap. We've scored some of the most points in the playoffs. So I think there's nobody to be scared of out there. I think we're going to have a fast car.
Do you think there's a favorite necessarily among you four?
Not really. I think at the end of the day, it's a pretty equal playing field. I think we've all been fast through the year. We've all been fast in the playoffs. It's just a matter of how that last run plays out.
I feel like it's going to take a win between the four of you?
I would say so. It seems like it's always the top four racing each other at the end. So I think it should. I'm planning on going and winning, yes.
Do you expect the other drivers to kind of defer to you guys or not? I mean, in theory, that sounds wonderful, but I'm sure once they're out there and in the car.
If you have a fast car, you're going to go out there and try and win. Like in 17 when we just missed the playoffs, the championship race, we went out and won. We had a super fast car. But I think when it comes down to those really tight pressure situations, those guys might give you a break, I would say.
Do you, and I think Ben Rhodes said this, that he knows that the teammates of those that are running in the playoffs he watches out for because he feels like they're very aggressive. Do you feel that's true?
You might have a little bit of that, but not a ton. I don't know if there's too much allegiance in that way. So you keep that in mind for sure. You're gonna have your eye on their teammates and stuff, but I don't see that too much of a being a factor.
Steven asked you about earlier this year, you won the pole and your speed, and you said you're confident. But as far as Phoenix overall, you've had mixed results here, runner-up. How do you feel about the championship race being here?
I'm confident about it. I think, I've won a race here in K&N and ARCA, which is different, but at the end of the day, I know how to go fast here, I feel like, and know what I need in the car. So I think we can go out there and compete with anybody. I'm not too worried about it.
You talked about your opponent's teammates. You have Riley Herbst. Have the 0098 team said they've been kind of in communication in regards to kind of like what the plan for this weekend is and so on?
No real plan. I think it's just one of those things, we go about business as usual of trying to communicate with each other about setups and different ideas about the weekend, but no real plan for the weekend about, how things are going to play out or anything.
Yeah, thank you.
How much different are you coming into this weekend maybe than in years past? I mean, obviously you've got a few more years under your belt, but how much different are you, do you feel like, being able to come in and handle this situation? And
I think just knowing what to expect and being confident in that. We've had fast cars, and just a matter of you're going to be up, you're going to be down at times throughout the weekend, and just knowing how to keep your cool and keep yourself in the fight.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these two videos beside me. Visit funstretch.com for more racing content.